Yo, what's good, family? It's your host, KCDG. It's the King's Table Podcast. I'm with your co-host, King Chaos in the building. And
Yo,
we'll
bro.
be right back after this. You know how it goes. All right. So this is American History Part 2. Since we had such a build last night on such a topic, I figured we might as well continue and do a little bit more digging into it.
Right.
So I don't think this stream is going to be too long, but I do want to get into a few topics. We have an autobiography written by a Muslim slave that's pretty damn intriguing. And I'm going to get through some photos of American tribes, chiefs, and warriors. And so we can have a direct depiction of, what the ancestors was believed to look like. So without further ado, I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna get into this lesson.
Manuscript written by a slave has now been preserved in the Library of Congress. The Arabic language autobiography spent decades in private collections before the library acquired it in 2017. Now it has been digitized for the world to read. And Amna Nawaz reports on the manuscript's remarkable journey for our ongoing arts and culture series, Canvas. Born and raised in West Africa, Omar ibn Said was 37 years old when he was kidnapped and taken to America as a slave in the 1800s.
Before I came to the Christian country, my religion was the religion of Muhammad.
His autobiography in his native language of Arabic is believed to be the only one of its kind, the original words of a Muslim American slave.
Then there came to our place a large army who killed many men and took me and brought me to the Great Sea.
His literacy and culture completely goes against, abolishes, one might say, annihilates the narrative that slaves were not capable of culture. In fact, they were persons with distinct histories, abilities, culture, and background.
Allah Al-Rayas has studied and translated the words of Omar ibn Said.
They sold me into the hands of the Christians, who bound me and sent me on board a great ship, and we sailed upon the Great Sea a month and a half, when we came to a place called Charleston.
He was wealthy and he was highly educated, because in his autobiography he speaks about spending 25 years studying.
Mary Jane Deeb is the chief of the African and Middle East Division at the Library of Congress, where Ibn Said's manuscript now lives.
So there was a man who's caught at the age of 37 and shipped off to South Carolina, in a country he doesn't know, among people whose language he doesn't know.
Ibn Said wrote he was sold to a, quote, small, weak, and wicked man called Johnson. After years of abuse, he fled, but was caught in North Carolina.
He is then captured and brought to a jail cell, and he begins to write on the walls of his jail cell in Arabic. So that attracted attention of pretty important people, because the man who ends up buying him and releasing him from jail was the brother of the governor of North Carolina.
Over time, Ibn Said converted to Christianity. In his 60s, he wrote his own story, but only in Arabic.
It's written in Arabic, and so his masters could not really read it at all. They could not really influence its writing. And so it was really his exact words, unfiltered by the machinery of the editorship of masters and abolitionists, as other slave narratives were.
A machinery, Al-Rayas says, erased countless narratives, including the fact that up to 20% of Africans enslaved in America were Muslim. Ibn Said, in fact, chose to open his autobiography with a verse from the Quran.
The crux of this Quranic chapter is that it's only God who has the possession and the ownership, both of human beings and of things. And therefore, it seems to me a kind of a hidden text. What Omar is saying is that you guys have no right to own me here.
It's a narrative that challenges the original concept of who the slaves were when they came here. They didn't really have a system of belief. They were uncultured. They didn't have a written system. This is what he brings to the table and basically says that is who we really are.
But before those pages written by Omar ibn Said could be shared with the rest of the world, conservators here at the Library of Congress worked for months behind the scenes to bring those pages back to life.
We're trying to present the item as close to what it looked like at the time as possible.
Sylvia Albro led the effort to rescue the nearly 200-year-old manuscript. The materials themselves, she says, tell us even more about the life of Omar ibn Said.
It's actually surprising that the quality of paper for his manuscript is really pretty good. The fact that he had at his disposal good quality materials is an indication of the respect that he had as a figure, even as a slave.
That respect brought Ibn Said to the attention of prominent abolitionists, missionaries, and linguists at the time, who translated his story and used it in their fight against slavery. The entire manuscript is now available online for a new generation to read Ibn Said's words for themselves. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Amna Nawaz in Washington, D.C. And what a gift it is to all of us.
Anything you want to add on to that, brother? Well, I hope myself. Okay, so the interesting part I found about this story is that he traveled this whole journey and he still stayed in contact with his roots and, you know, his upbringing and how he came up in his teachings. And I found that admirable. He didn't conform and he still knew his native language.
Yeah, so the thing with me is when you have an individual that studies for 35 years, um, it is very possible that the transition from one language to another was simple. And then when you hear the fact that he was inside the household or near the household of the governor, you know, that means he was inside, he went from an educated background to an educated owner. So I'm pretty sure that he learned enough English and communicated well enough with his owners to maintain some sort of um, uh, consciousness of self, uh, to be able to tell the story, do what he have to do in order to, you know, live through what he was going through, and then be able to. I know that it's going to be important for this to get to the next generation so they know what really went down. Let me do my part. So, you know, one thing that we learned from this, from what I learned from this, is that we must do our part to document positive things that we do so that, you know, even if we don't gain our glorification right in this moment, we need to make sure it's available so the next generation can take um, the encouragement and the information from it uh, for whatever reason or purpose that it's going to serve in the future. We must be okay with not knowing what the benefits are going to reap from the future. We must be prepared to build legacies and to do very well now so that later on is okay, safe, remembered, a benefit, a legacy, a good thing.
I dig that completely. So, Muslim Geechee says he's related to the Tariqa Tijana. I'm gonna have to look into that. All right. I got another video I'm gonna load up here. And this coming from my favorite channel once again. Shout out to, I'm gonna let him say his name himself because I'll be fucking it up, you know.
Here it come.
Yo, it's Cody Mayo.
There you go.
It's 2020.
Shout out to
Believe it or
him.
not.
Shout out to Mother D.
Yo, Popo who the codist is the Bible. Yo, Meshach anointed disciple. I'm in the hood, return as a constant cycle. Holding weight, knowledge and rifle. Come back, win again like Michael. Not black, Negro, African, no titles. We kings and queens, chief, we keep it tribal. Wakanda, Jaguar, warrior, we jungle. Fight back for this land like the Django. Secret orders, I in the rectangle. Confuse the tongue so you babble. Dog backwards, the jackal. Told a lie, took over the tabernacle. They brought guns, no match for the bow and arrow. Civilization to put us in shackles. Disease and plagues, and we stumbled. Religion and God so we can be tranquil. But now the seals are open, the knowledge is ample. We remember from believing to factual. You are the book, children of the Bible. Wakantanka, the gig is up. Pull your pants up. Hey yeah, 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 Gawa, hey yeah, aga, yokai wa, yaga, yeah, alelo, alelo, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. Hey yeah, 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 hey yeah. All right, so real quick, just want to go ahead and start with sign here, just so we can get the theme going of this video, and so we can just get a clear perspective. We gotta dodge our own hijack, and I know it's hard, like when you see old images in black and white to tell who's who. You see long hair, you see people with cheeky eyes, what they call Asian or Chinese eyes, and long hair. So I found this book. It's talking about, well, it's from the Library of Congress, it says here, Motion Picture Broadcast and Recorded Sound Division. All right, music of the American Indians. It says the Great Basin, Paiute, Washoe, Ute, the Bannock, and Shoshone from the archives of folk culture. Interested in this picture. When I saw it, I'm like, wow. All right, just take a look of it from.
See your boy on the far left right there?
I see them cheekbones.
Man, that's a Jimi Hendrix looking nigga right there, boy.
Hey, boy, that's crazy, bro. Just looking at them, man.
Right.
Like, these ain't in our history books in school, my boy.
Nah, hey, so I was thinking, think about how much energy they put into differentiating us. You know what I'm saying? The red from the black from the yellow. Like they put so much energy into making sure we see the difference.
That's true. Man, it's all just the frequency, man, that matters. Here we go.
Far away. All right. Now, remember, these are like what you would consider Plains Indians. All right. Now, I want to zoom in. All right. All right. Now, look at this person right here. All right.
Shout out.
Or is that a so-called Negro?
how we look at these pictures and we assume that all the plains people are only Mongols and all that, but the whole America's.
And for the people coming in, maybe tuning in, what we doing, we just learning on cam with y'all. So y'all got questions, don't be afraid to drop them bitches, because we soaking this thing up and we just gonna keep passing the torch on to the next gen and so on and so forth. Shout out to everybody who's on their same mission or on a mission of their own, man. Anything you want to add enough?
No, well spoken. It's all good. Keep it rolling.
Yo, I swear I look like my auntie, bro.
Copper colored tribes, all right? And hair, all the Indians are not going to look the same in the Americas, all right? They're not supposed to. So big. The American continent, I'm talking about South Central America, North America, the Caribbean, Arctic regions. It's vast. It's huge. So many people, so many nations, thousands and thousands and millions of people. And so they're not all going to look the same. They're not all going to have the same hair. They're not all going to have the same features, same complexion. Right? And remember, this is the true old world. So most of the people span from here, not the other way around. So we do know that there was migrations that came here way after, but we know in general, all right, cradle civilization here. All right, first laying out of the water. All right, first people that do agriculture, which helped create civilizations. That was here, maize, corn. All right, first pyramids, first mummies, science, language. All right, this is Atlantis. All right, so just wanted to show this. Now look at this aboriginal right here. All right, he got a perm. Man, I mean, he got long hair and everything, but that's, you cut his hair, you put him in the hood, you won't even know the difference. He'd be classified as an African American. So would his friend right here, right next to him. All right. See if I can see. All right. They're all copper colored. They're very dark. Darker than a lot of so-called African Americans. So we gotta try to have a clear perspective, and we gotta be careful. When we're generalizing, we're saying whole tribes are Mongols, and that all people in this specific region are Mongols. You might be right, but we have to prove this, and we have to really think about it. Look at these Aboriginals right here. This brother right here, he would be classified as an African American. Cut his hair, put him
Grand Rising.
Walking down the block. So his Taylor's Jordans, got his hoodie. You wouldn't even never say this person's a Mongol. Alright, but he's a Plains Indian. Alright, so in this video we're gonna show a lot of images, we're gonna show a lot of different peoples, different nations, tribes that were here. Obviously not all of them. It's just what's in this book this brother put together.
And this is an hour-long video, so I'm gonna just skim through it. But yeah, y'all go check out this guy channel. And I want to get to some of the images that he has, and some of the books where he wanted to talk about.
You want it to be portrayed. Like you gotta dodge your own hijack.
All right, commercial time. So, yo, anything you want to drop?
On this topic.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm in learning mode. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
less. I'm right there with you.
Maybe you need to prove that. All right. So if you think somebody is from Africa, you need to prove that. If you think somebody is from Mongolia, you need to prove that. From Asia, you need to prove that. I'm just gonna go ahead and show what's in this book. All right. You dodge your own hijack again. This is the true old world. We had every phenotype here. But you're going to see a general color here. You're going to see a lot of phenotypes that you recognize. And I'm not going to say some of these people are not mixed, but you got to be able to prove, don't generalize. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to generalize. All right. And I know this brother who did this book went through a lot of work to get this completed so we can have
I
this.
definitely got to get that.
We can show the children, spread this, share it. All right. And these are like all of the, you got all these tribes here represented. That is the Crow, the Hidatsa, the Cheyenne, Arapaho, Blackfoot, Pikuni, the Pagan, the Paijan, Kainai.
Okay. We got Prophet back.
My bad, y'all.
You good? We just in class. Shout out to everybody in the chat who tuning in. This he was supposed to start the stream with us, but y'all go check out his page and everything. I have his link in the bio. I'm gonna get back into the video, and
I'm always late for class, so you know what I'm saying. Ain't nothing new.
Play the bass track.
Ain't nothing new.
All right, we get back into the lesson. Let's go.
Let's get it.
That's Siksika, the Sioux, Assiniboine, or Assiniboine, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, the Sikangu, the Brule, the Yankton, the Sihasaba, the Hunk Papa, the Comanche, the Apache, the Seminole, the Tarahumara, the Seneca, Pueblo, the Ojibwa, the Chippewa, the Choctaw, the Omaha, the Jamaica, that sounds like Jamaica, right? Jamaica, Ute, Paiute, or Paiute, Pamunkey, the Catawba, the Narragansett people, the Wampanoag people, the Okanogan people, Chickahominy, the Gros Ventre, the Creek, the Muskogee, the Pawnee, the Arikara, the Iroquois, the Mashpee, Mataponi, Sauk, Fox, Shinnecock, Kickapoo, Shoshone, Tohono, Odham, the Wasco, the Wishram, the Yokut, the Salina, the Skitswish, the Coeur d'Alene, the Spokane, the Miniconjou, the Modoc, the Nez Perce, the Navajo, the Quechan, the Maricopa, Kalispel, Flathead, and Saline. All these tribes are going to be represented here.
All right, so those was the different tribes that he was naming right there.
Actually, one of them that stands out is Iroquois, and that was actually one of the streets in Sanford that I lived on, was Iroquois Avenue.
Wow.
Yeah, we kept making that reference.
Sanford.
Yeah, we were making that reference a lot. Like Indian Native history has a lot to do with the names of the streets and counties and cities in Florida, because the previous stream we showed that Florida was actually a state that was never a slave state. They actually fought off all the other slave owners in America. So the slaves would run down to Florida and get protection from the Seminole Indians.
Makes sense.
All right, and Donna Price say it's better late than never to come to class.
Oh, you ain't never lied.
All right, so we get back into the video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I just want to get to some of the images that they got here. But I'm definitely advising people to go and check it out for themselves.
Actually, Morning Glory too was one of the. Oh, never mind.
Okay, you had something to say? What you had to say, bro?
Oh no, I was just gonna reference another Indian tribe that was actually a neighborhood in Lake Mary. The Morning Glories that were named after flowers.
Morning Glory.
It's a neighborhood that's named after that in Lake Mary.
Oh yeah.
Or not a neighborhood, but a street. Morning Glory.
What happened, Chaos?
I didn't know that was a tribe.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Well,
It's a lot of those.
Class is in session. All right, I'm gonna start it back up.
Like, oh, he must be Asian. Oh, yeah, he must be Japanese. Oh, he must be from Africa. You know, because they see, certain features. But that's generalizing. You're just guessing.
And these were originally
This book is set out to show that that America was a very diverse continent.
That's a little black girl, man.
Out there,
They see a little black girl just there.
That there were two articular races who coexisted in America. But that's generalizing. You're just guessing. This book is set out to show that that America was a very diverse continent, and there's substantial amount of proof out there. Many scholars and historians choose to ignore that there were two articular races.
Damn, boy, Chaos, that nigga got a forehead like yours, boy.
Hey, you know what you can do?
That nigga forehead like yours, boy. Hey.
Like owls, you said?
That's cool.
You still got one like mine, boy.
Hey, yeah, I know that dome out there, it be glowing.
Who coexisted in America during first contact, knowing the consequences it could have on today's government, institutions that teach otherwise and depend on this information.
Look at the little Seminole girl now. Look at the little Seminole girl. Look at the facial features, man.
Wait, look at the arms crossed. We see that little girl all the time. We've been seeing that little girl since we was kids.
Hey,
I grew up with one of them little girls. Wait a minute.
Oh,
wait, that little sister might see this.
Shout out to AJ, man. I ain't know AJ joined the chat. So, Muslim Geechee, hold it down. All right, we're going to get back into the message, man.
They hidden for American to continue as it has for America, all right? Majority of these photos were taken from mid-1800s to early 1900s, and you can thank Edward S. Curtis and everyone who took the time to upload them, as well as personal and government archived photos, or this book wouldn't be possible. Know that there are 10,000 wax cylinder recordings of American Indian languages, music, tribal lore, and histories. 40,000 photographic images of members from over 80 tribes from late 1800s to early 1900s, many that are stored away and owned personally by J.P. Morgan. So does he have the real ones?
He said J.P. Morgan?
I think he said J.P. Morgan.
Damn. Him and isn't the Rothschilds who put Mr. J.P. Morgan on with excessive loan from them so he could open up his banking thing?
Regardless of which, it just shows, bro, they have centuries of a jump on anything that we could even start to build.
Without a doubt.
That's why I'm saying, like, unity is a must, because it's the only way we even come close to building to something of relevance with these kind of powers that be. All right, I'm gonna continue it out. I'm gonna actually do a little jump. That's what I want him to talk about in that section. So I want to get back into some more of the images.
Right? See that? Now let me zoom in. Who is that? You telling me that's not aboriginal, copper colored, indigenous, Amaru Khan? Right? You see that? His headdress.
Right? Native street name.
Look at that. That's his ancestor right there.
Shout out to
yours.
Shout out to VA.
All right.
They put it right in. And the reason that being is because, we found out that some of those natives from, some of these tribes, they fought. So they probably fought to have those names and street names and things that we don't even know about.
That's a whole fact, bro. That's a whole fact. I mean, you see how, like, you can adopt a highway and shit nowadays.
It's either that or a great massacre happened. Look what they did.
No, what I'm saying is those tribes, whatever is left of them, they probably get together and buy the names back of where their land used to be. And it's sad that that's all they can get back is just a fucking title. Hey, no land, no none of that.
And you know, that's really positive outlook that you have. You know what I'm saying? Because real talk, I almost think that the conquerors are just naming it after them as some sort of like guilty like monument. You know what I
That
mean?
too.
And then it's pushed through generations. It's not so much that they fighting for themselves. Because to be real with you, if this is done to my ancestors, I could care less what you name after them.
Right.
You're not mopping up no blood by
Yeah,
naming
you're
no
not
street
paying
after them.
homage. You're
You know
just
what I'm
showing me
saying?
where you massacred them and where their name is now forever gonna lay.
And so that's this is sick reality of the society in which we were all brought up in.
That's a whole fact.
Pressure for your way. All right, I'm gonna get back into the video. Hold up. Into this guy, he look intriguing as hell.
Up a little bit.
Chief Red Fox.
Look at that. I just notice the clothing, the fringes, all this gear. What do you think it all means? You gotta go dig into all that. All right? Who's hijacking this today? All right? Again, that's Chief. Up a little bit. Look at that. I just look.
You see what I see? What that kind of look like, Chaos, from the video from yesterday? Don't that look like that?
Right. Yeah, it looks like the geometric. What was his name again?
Tahuti.
Tahuti. Yeah.
Why?
It really resembles what we seen yesterday. I wish I could. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of crazy.
I look at these designs completely different now when it comes to
right
tribal stuff.
Well, geometric patterns resemble types of power, and what they resemble. Different shapes have different power.
And we were learning that yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Has a real sense of style.
Yeah, I checked the episode out. It was fire.
As soon as I can, I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm going 100 miles a minute every day. So
Donna says,
"You ain't stop moving since you slowed down."
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I never get the chance to.
Okay, Donna, we're gonna have a whole episode on that. Since that pissed you off, you might want to tune in for that one. She said what pissed her off is these fake $5 Indians claiming to be something that they are not.
Yeah,
Facts.
we
For
got
money and
got a
land.
video on that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to run it. We're gonna have to run that. But yo, y'all definitely go check out this video, man. I'm gonna open up the panel and see if anybody else want to join in. I see Geechee been in the chat the whole time, so I'm gonna give him.
Geechee been in the chat the whole time. What you mean?
Shit, you already know. So I'm gonna drop the link if you guys want to hop in.
I think Geechee beat me in the chat.
What you took today from class, welcome to do so. We at the half-hour mark. Shout out to everybody been holding it down in the chat. Please like the video. Muslim GT on the panel. What's good, brother?
Greetings to you, brothers. Feel like I'm back in school.
Hey, that what it's supposed to feel like.
Bro, I feel like I'm about to be monitored and ask questions and be like, what? I appreciate
we do pop quizzes, though. We do pop quizzes around here.
Big facts.
Yeah,
I gotta ask you, what did you take from today? What was the most important point you took from today?
The symbols.
Ooh, yeah, that was tough, right?
Them symbols, bro.
Most
they use that against
I learned
us.
is you can't trust these niggas.
Look at the street signs. Those are the same signs. That's symbols.
Right.
Like the stop, the go, the yield.
Mm-hmm. You're right. All points of power, my brother. All points of power.
I studied. Listen, these books I told you about yesterday explains it all. See, the signs are connected to us via TV, Hollywood, um, the government, the courts, they got symbols, all of that in their buildings, even on their floors.
Like, look at Lady Justice. Her eyes are blinded, and she's holding the Libra scale.
Mm-hmm.
How are you
They
supposed to tell if you're
hmm.
blind?
Hmm.
It's a lot of symbols like that that make you think. And they want to say it's blind to any insecurities or doubts or racism or anything like that. But no, what you're blind to is the actual truth because you can't see which way the scales are being led.
And they even have voodoo priests that protect them with voodoo.
Yep.
Hey, and that's why this is the King's Table podcast, where you get the real perspective of the real people, of the everyday people. Every man on this panel right now is at home with their kids doing what they got to do for their family.
Fact. As a matter of fact, I got to do something real quick. Sorry, gentlemen. I'll be right back.
None
Fact.
of your business, bro. See, I got a little freedom because my daughter, she ain't even here right now. So I'm going to get into a quick little commercial and then we'll be right back. All right. Hey, shout out to y'all boys for coming up and actually giving y'all perspectives, man, because I really appreciate it. That's what this is all about. Because I know most people feel like there's not a safe space for them to freely give their thoughts. But go ahead.
When it comes to brothers like you, this is the safest place because this fits my spirit and the supreme being brought me here, and he told me, he said, bro, you got to get with these guys, bro, because I'm connected in a sense where I don't I'm not a regular human being. Like, I don't have a normal attitude about things. I don't have feelings about things. I believe what's true, and this this that you're doing was destined to happen years ago. The studies that y'all doing at your age is amazing because y'all reaching the young people. They just don't understand it now because they're caught up with entertainment. So my job is to help you push through the young people because I got young people in the hood that listens to me and they watch my videos. I'm talking about the head of the Latin Kings and all the gangs. I'm talking about Jungle and all them, all the Bloods. They listen to me because this message helps them stay out of prison and jail.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is to get people to think with greatness, man. Everything you can possibly imagine, everything, including the creation of what we see today, everything started with a thought. You limit the way you think, you limit your reality. And that's what Think with Greatness is about. We want
And
people to
and
tap
The Tarika Tajani taught us to not limit ourselves to understanding and learning things. The Islamic Tarika Tajani in Senegal, I'm one of the Sahabas in the group that can relate everything that I learned to them and help them understand that the Quran was not made for us. It was made for the white Arabs. But we took on Islam to help them understand and come closer to our native ways. They don't the Arabs, all the other races don't have that understanding of being native and having ways of understanding and compassion for the rest of us. So our job right now is that I'm talking to some nomads in different states, even in Canada, and the
Mhm.
nomads, the chiefs, and all them people that play drums that you watch videos on, all of them, they want me to join the flock. They preparing something for me so that way I can get to the
Chaos, I'm gonna let you
Trump.
take the wheel.
They want me to connect with Trump. They want me to sit down and have a conversation with Trump, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Ooh,
don't matter who's spoken to, you know what I'm saying? As long as you speak to somebody. So it could be Trump, it could be
But Trump
Biden.
is the key. Trump is the key to breaking the camel's back.
Somebody who is unbuyable.
I got videos on Trump saying he wish he was black because he would have did business better.
Mm.
He's not a racist. He has a black family living in one of his buildings for free in New York.
take the wheel, Chaos. Plug yourself in, man.
And
Yeah,
and
but
and he understands He understands what y'all. Trust me, it doesn't look that way because the way the media and the world is portraying him. But that brother, he know about some black power.
Yeah, I mean it's proof, social proof when he deals with the his celebrities before his political stint. We seen that he's a little bit more fluid of an individual, and so he kind of plays the part just like the other entertainers do until they get a chance to make the influence they want. I mean, yeah, it's understandable, and I ain't gonna hurt or harp about
He's not
nobody.
all the way righteous, but that's all we got for real in that level of elites. Because the other elites, which I want to talk to y'all about, because these symbols, they use the symbols, right? These symbols that we have as natives, they use it as power against us. We gave them our secret. They didn't. We didn't give them our secrets. They took it. The first pyramids are not even in Africa.
Mm.
Most of the first pyramids are right here. So our knowledge is deeper than Kemet.
Yeah, much deeper. So yeah, my main focus and my mission is to get those who need the milk. Because a lot of us are okay with the bread and the meat. I'm not even gonna say a lot of us. Those of us right now who are kind of showing our faces are able to chew the meat and the bread of the knowledge that comes. But to be real with you, we have a real problem with translating the importance to those who aren't um, past or weaned from the nipple yet, so to speak. So I really focus all my energies on connecting with those who are still have their foot in the street a little bit. Um, those who are wanting to take their foot out of the street. You know, I don't. If you're comfortable where you at, and and the life that you live in is the one that you choose to lead. You know, uh, I'm never gonna be a hustle hater. You know what I'm saying? It's just not never been a focus of mine. Even
You're
when I
you're
was
more of a laid back
playing.
time, and you're more of a I see you the energy that you show off. It says a lot. You're more of a calm person than I am. I'm hands on to the point where I go into gangsters' houses and I sit with them, and and most of them are doing music to try to get out of a situation.
Right.
And what I do is I go when people get in and out of jail. I bring them to my house and talk to them and feed them and give them money because I know they ain't got no job. I know that their situation is so critical that if they don't get the attention that we supposed to give them, because there's a lot of black men that don't want to do this, bro.
Well, no, and I would like to go ahead and disagree with you, and strongly
Okay,
disagree
cool,
with
no
you,
problem, no problem, bro. I
because
love this.
I had never met a black man who was honest with themselves and could say they were okay with where they were at. Even those who seen monetary success. To live the life and to put the people in danger or to kill the people on a slow movement or slow drip, depending on what your grind is. If you're putting pain on somebody and eating or profiting from it, it eventually wears on you, especially if you live in good. 'Cause, I mean, just for a simple example, we all know a dope boy that is
Hmm.
grown up and got old, who is over the age of 45 right now,
Hmm.
who is really heavy in the midsection. Their health is pretty bad, and we love them like family, but they
Hmm.
did things in their life to hurt many of people, and we can't deny that that actually happened. So no, so not only do they have the pocket to take care of business how they want, they still have the desire not to live that life. I bet you they don't want to be sick and tired and emotionally poor. I bet you they didn't want to have to look at a savings account that they built up from killing people. I bet you they don't want to have to remember those things in order to be a success. That's not something any black man I've ever met in my entire life, and I've been in quite a few states, just just being traveling in and out with family and friends, and just for life purposes. Like I've never been outside the country to travel. Like this,
Okay.
it just hasn't come across. And then I grew up, had got a little bit of record, ain't got my passport yet. I don't like planes, but I've seen plenty of people and plenty of black men, and nobody has said this is what I want to do. This is how I want to be remembered. This is what I want to be known for. This is why I want to be on a shirt.
That's me right there. You're looking at. I was prepared for this journey in life since I was a child. I grew up on a farm in Africa, and I had to go to school from 5 in the morning to 12 midnight, and it was 6 days a week, and I had to work on a farm and forget what I went through in foster care and all that because this leader that took me and found me in America, when he took me to Africa, he taught me things that he didn't teach nobody else. And he said, when you ready at a protracted period of time, you will meet younger brothers that's doing the work but need extra guidance as far as not your ideology, but to give them an extra push of information. My job is not to lead nobody. My job is to help as many as I can. I'm in the process of trying to move out of New York, and once I go to another community, I will continue the process because, and for me, I've been through that. I've been through the street thing, and I see something in these brothers that prepared me to do a lifetime work on it. And a lot of them don't know how to escape because they're living situations.
That's the
Not being able to escape for lack of knowledge is different than the desire to want to stay in that position. And that is what I'm saying.
I got you what you're saying. Yeah.
So
I
you are
understand what you're saying on that part. And
you're doing what I am intending to do. On
yeah,
like I'm in the process. This little symbol right here, this little logo right here.
yeah.
Okay, I've been working on what I believe my mission is since I was 12 years old.
See, see.
It's, but at the same time, there were, the gaps in my early adulthood where my priorities were not aligned with my purpose.
Hmm.
So when we when we look at those times in your life, it seems as though you are prepared to be on a shirt.
Hmm.
At least in those times, I was definitely living a life where I was probably picking out my pictures. So when when I get a chance to come across, because I just go with the flow. Like I'm really not out hunting nobody down. Like I'm almost allergic to that because like it's brought me so much woe in my life. So when I do come across someone who's interested in doing something different, um, at the end of the day, the steps are simple. They don't understand how to break down the priorities. In order to do anything, you must be able to use money that is um, accounted for in order to do anything legitimate, right? And so all I do is make sure that they understand that if you and those around you make $1,000 a week, would you would stop shooting at anybody. Like you would have no reason whatsoever to shoot at anybody. So when we come across these individuals and they say and they make known and we let them know it's okay to tell me that you don't want to do this no more, we can get together, we go through a little plan, and you take your steps while I continue to make mine. But that mission has changed and been reconditioned and reshaped, and uh, I gotta tell you, it's been a wonderfully frustrating journey.
mm,
I I um I completely understand what you're saying. I agree with you 100%. I'm at the age where I'm about to retire from doing this street walking stuff because I'm about to elevate my work for real, doing something far as talking, but I'm still going to travel. I'm working on traveling around the whole world to speak to elites, governors, schools, children, and all, and that's what my plans are. So this work, I'm. It's like the way I'm doing it is looked upon as crazy. Even my family looking at me like I'm crazy, but they don't understand that the people that I'm helping out here, they ain't shooting nobody. They not robbing nobody no more. So I got a group of young brothers And it took me a while to get them to put the gun down because I had to teach them that this gun will end your whole family life. This
Mhm.
gun will destroy you. And the way the way I'm talking to y'all, they listen to me. You know why? Because I'll smoke a blunt with them while I'm talking.
All right. So now I want to add on to that because my whole thing is the music. See, from a young age, I've been entwined with music. I've started making. Well, I started out writing poetry. From
Okay.
there, I started making beats, and then I really didn't get into actually making music itself until I was around 15. I got into the studio for the first time. So then I realized the words that I was saying in my music was coming into my reality.
Mm,
At first, I believed it was coincidence. You feel me? At first, okay, it was a miss there. Okay, a dead homie here. Okay, a lick here, whatever. But as I kept doing it, I'm 30 years old this shit today. So as I kept doing music, I started seeing more. Almost every song that I made come into fruition. So that's what put me onto this more path of positivity and pushing a positive message within audio waves and frequencies and vibes and this and that, which is my influence on the people who I can influence, people, who've known me, people who's gonna meet me, so before you come and get a misconception of what this is about, there's no negativity here. My whole thing, more than the message or the knowledge that anybody could give me, I look at the perspective, bro. But because we all come from different walks, we all have a very unique story. And mine, I just rather listen to your perspective and listen to anybody else's perspective because I know mine. And I got my whole life to give mine on this.
my leader did something that I could never do. When I say this, bro, I want you to look him up. Sheikh Hassan Sisi. This man did not get no rest. He did not get no. He didn't even get proper sleep, bro. This brother used to sit up for hours and hours and hours. And this is what he would do. Mind you, he's teaching people. Then he goes into his pockets, and every time somebody come in, they asking him for some money. And all he does, and not just doing that. He had a farm. He had us working on his farm. He had us going to school, and he had us sitting around him to see how he deal with people. And that's the method that I'm using today because it works. And it's strenuous to the body. It's taxing to the brain. It's a load on my shoulders. And my family, they don't understand how important this work is to me because I don't I'm not like talkative to them about that because they're so caught up in materialism and entertainment. I'm like my kids, they don't bother me. They give me all the respect and quietness in my home. They love me, but at the same time, they caught up in that world. But they know what I'm about, and they would never bring anybody in this place to disrespect me. But I let them live because they learning through what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I know
Yeah.
y'all probably got your wives and everybody's on the same accord with you. But my thing is the
What? You crazy? We got human wives. I don't know what robotic
human
world
wise.
you live
Oh
in.
Lord.
Look, he tripping. They listen to what I be saying, and she kind of get on, and she be linking with, what I'm saying. She talk with King and all that in the third, whatever. But
What
like
do
I
you
know
think is pushing
sometimes,
y'all to do this?
huh?
I want y'all to really talk to me about what is really pushing y'all to do this work.
Well, man, you trip. All right, so it all ties in. Like I was saying, man. Look, uh, I don't understand zodiac signs
Okay.
like indefinitely or whatever. Um, so it never really influenced my relationships or anything like that. But one thing that really pushes me to move forward with what I guess would be considered a ministry, just based
Okay.
on the structure of how I give, um, it is it is a instinct. It because at times my priorities and current life will be in one direction, and then my reaction to ignorance or somebody in need will completely be the opposite of the character I'm displaying at this time. It will be almost a wake up call to come back to myself. And so that knowing that if I veer from this, I'm going to snap back to it anyway. Is more or less my motivation to just keep making sure I maintain my path.
Okay.
Okay, to answer your question from my end, like I told you, it all started with music. I got to this point where I met a dear friend of mine by the name of B-More. Now, this is a story I only told very close friends of mine, so I'm gonna share this to my subscribers. Now, when I met B-More, B-More was doing music as well. He had done a couple more mixtapes of more than me by the time I met him at the age of 16, 17 in high school. And B More heard my music and he heard what I was rapping about, which was the typical drugs, hoes, clubbing and shit. So he was like, yeah, I hear your music and I just want you to put a message to it. Like, what's your message behind it? And it didn't really resonate when he said it. I just was like, man, you tripping. But, you know, long story short, I ended up losing B More. B More ended up passing, transcending. And I had this I want to call it was a spiritual experience, I'll say. And
Explain.
Okay, this is what happened. I was at my cousin's house, and I was just on the couch meditating, thinking, just in a deep meditation. The time I was doing this, it was like 2:30 in the afternoon. I entered this deep state of meditation, and remember walking into my room. Well, it wasn't my room; it was my cousin's room, and I laid down on this bed, and I had this sort of a like dream type experience. Now, before this whole experience, TWG, which is you see scrolling down your screen, which is now Think with Greatness, it was Team Weed Gang.
Okay.
You know, so I had this whole experience, and it was basically, a long story short, B More taking me down a long journey. It was a long journey. I can't even explain the things that I saw, but it was a long journey. At the end of the journey, think was think with greatness was the message that I got from it. That's where I turned Team Weed Gang into Think with Greatness. And I knew the power, I knew my message, my moment or my mission then was to just spread the message. And our whole thing is to, keep the message, shed the messenger. I'm a flawed man. I made mistakes. I probably will still make mistakes. But at the same time, it doesn't take the words and the things I learned, no credibility from it.
You
You
sound
know,
like a poet. You sound like a poet at heart, bro.
Yeah, that's how I started out, my boy.
And
All started with poetry.
I know that I want to prescribe something for y'all too. Fasting is a weapon that if used right, you can activate all your chakras.
Hmm.
What I do is when I started fasting at the age of 6, but as an adult, I can go for 3 weeks now with no food and drink because I've controlled the art of eating. I mastered the art of food. So every 2 days, I will eat a fruit. But in between that, if I'm not going to eat and I want something to drink, I'll drink something and I won't eat for days. And what that does, it helps me tune into people. Trust me, I be tuning into the Pentagon because they got me and a couple of brothers' faces on their walls and they screens now doing investigations on us to see how legit we are. So I got a brother in Detroit. He's the head imam of the masjids over there, and I put him in that place to become head of imam because his father died, and the community started to break apart in Detroit. So what happened was the FBI started coming around him when I got back in contact with him because, like, yo, every time I talk to somebody, two things is going to happen to y'all. New York takeover when they started talking to me, the government sent a UFO at them. They I don't know if they took down the video, but when Mama Cooking started talking to me, the government sent a UFO at them. And then after that, they tried to block, because I kept seeing your videos pop up, but every time I try to connect and press it, the CIA and FBI wouldn't let me connect and watch your videos. So what happened was I made a Pacific phone call to a Pacific elder that has control of people like in the CIA and the FBI that she knows, and now my phone is not being messed with at all. I was supposed to connect with y'all years ago, but I was at the time I was dealing with my mother catching cancer. My daughter had died of cancer, so I was dealing with a lot of loss. You know what I'm saying? And I had a daughter that was murdered. So this journey for me is something that even through my stress, even through my pain, I love doing this, bro.
Facts. Yeah, so I ended up veering off a little bit from music, but I do have a song I'm gonna play for you guys. Just so you don't think I'm capping about the music. I made
Oh, I do
probably.
music too.
Oh, word! You're gonna have to send me something, man, because
I used to rap back in the day with
I don't,
gangsters
I
in the
don't,
street. So
I don't.
when I used to do that, that's what kept them calm. Bro, I used to tell you, I used to be a dumb, stupid person, like an old head. And all the gang members would want me around because when I come around them, I'd be like, yo, put that shit up, bro. What you got your shit showing for? You want to get locked up today, nigga? They
Bro,
love talk. They accepted me talking to them like that. I want to hear that music though.
I'm telling you, like, I don't just make music, bro. Like, I learn music. Like, okay, I went to school when I was
I know all about that.
Yeah. So I went
I
for
know
the
all about that school you went to and all that.
in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my that's where I learned a lot. And I also learned post production there. So when I
Mm.
learned post production is where I learned that when I'm watching these movies and I'm seeing what's on these screens and I'm hearing it, it's not what I'm actually hearing and seeing. Because what we were doing, we were making sounds like, okay, when the Transformers take a footstep, we taking like 20, 30 textbooks and throwing them on the floor and recording it. And boom, there go Megatron footstep. So I'm like, damn, if they doing this with movies, you know what I'm saying? They got to be doing this on a higher level. So, anyways, that's what got me into the whole media thing. And I'm gonna play something for you right now. This is called "Let It Go." I don't have a hook or anything on it, but this is Wiz Khalif beat. Shout out to Wiz Khalif, and these are my bars on it. I'ma take this track and let it go. Good and bad, right or wrong, you got to know. And let me put you in my mind state. Everybody in the hood don't always round way, but the darkest won't let your eyes see straight. All these songs about cars, homes, and jewels are just outrage. A complete disgrace. Go and throw the bars away. Elevate your mind and let your essence show you some way. If you live the game, don't worry about the fame. You gotta do it for the passion and the love it brings. Of course they gonna hate. Continue doing great. Don't get discouraged if everybody can't relate. I'm way ahead of my generation. I'm an old soul that seek liberation. Free will is my destination to break the chains of all these evil corporations and fill my legacy with greatness, a higher conscious, superior elevation. My death will be a celebration. We reunite through a state of meditation. So just put one in the app. I'll be right there by your side, even when there's no one else. Body gone, but my spirit's still here. I'm here to guide you, no fear. See your mind clear. Start to think with greatness. Every goal I set for myself, I achieved it. So how I'm not successful through the world, through my eyes, you will see another level. As sweet eyes of the greatest, the blow you whistle, bar so flagrant. Cause I'm completely out of bounds. I risk my own life just to give you this sound. I bet you won't appreciate it until I'm gone. It's never too late. The road hard, but keep your faith. Knowledge is key cause it's impossible to take. What we rather build hate instead of making love and empowering our race. Now it's time to elevate and break this whole illusion of us being separated. In reality, all is one. One is all, and all is now, and now forever. That's what I say. You get that last line, you truly be enlightened. I want to go and check my flow out, let it all go, I let it all flow out. Let the world know it's what the baby sound like, and if you didn't know, now you being enlightened. And yeah, that was one of my first songs I recorded after I realized the power of my words, man. I just let it go, and
That's
that's
deep. That's it. I like the
anytime.
slowness in it because it's not just the. I don't like fast stuff sometimes when it comes to music, but that slowness in it just gravitated me to the words that you were saying.
Yeah, I make that soulful music, bro. Cause like that, it's been taken out of music, bro. So it's like music today, like mainstream music, really have no
I might
message.
tell the elders to make you a drum. You play drums?
Nah, I play no drums.
But
Everything I
you need
do.
to get you a. You need to get you a YouTube.
Right.
I'm gonna try to
So,
get y'all some prayer drums. Y'all need that in the house.
and part of
And
my
what y'all need
ministry,
to do, huh?
I got a drummer
part of
though.
my ministry is
No,
to
this
teach.
drum I'm talking about is made by a certain nation of people. They make it with the skins of animals, and it's trust me. When
No,
I
I'm
get
saying I
mine,
have a drummer. I have a drummer already, so let me know.
bro. But this stuff that is being made, it is made in a such a way that when you touch it, you can't let nobody touch it. It's for prayer
Mm,
and meditation. And when you even though you don't know how to play drums, just hit it and meditate while you're doing it, right? Because
okay.
when that happens, the spiritual, the celestial beings, they will come around you. Trust me. They will come around you and they will bless you with gifts.
Definitely intriguing, bro. You
So check.
definitely do that. What's up?
So my part of one of the divisions of the Miriam Project is I would like to build little drum lines, teach non-athletic kids how to play drums, and so I would totally be for one of those. You know what I'm saying? Prayer drums, but
I'm gonna have something sent to y'all as far as that because y'all need that because of the work y'all. That drum is gonna save y'all from crime. It's gonna save y'all from violence. It's gonna save y'all from the spiritual voodoo priests out here because you know we got voodoo priests out here that do voodoo against people like us.
oh, I mean, it's all kind of. I mean, we got all kind of forces against us, but they are evil.
Yeah, keep my vibrations high, man. We're gonna keep it on that tip always, and that's what this King Table is about. We shed the messenger, shed these men that you see, but hear what we saying, because what we saying is what we live through. I can vouch for what I'm saying. I'm trusting these men to vouch for what they saying. So this is a channel of truth, man. If you got something you want to add, drop it in the chat, hop on the channel. But yeah, this is definitely a safe zone. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to AJ. Anytime you want to do a collab, bro, let me know. Like I say, I make beats. I do. If you need bars on it, I got you on that. Whatever you need, bro. Just hit my
And I think
email.
you should get what Mama's Cook in New York to collab with music too.
Oh yeah, I heard he did music.
Because I do lives with them too. I would love for y'all to come over there and get on the live and do some music over there too to show us New Yorkers what y'all got.
Uh, okay, okay. We could do that. I definitely gotta set something up. But I'm pretty sure tonight, me and Chaos, we got an interview with one of my childhood friends. He's a TikTok star now, so
Okay.
yeah, he's able to bring his family out the hood off of TikTok. So I want to get him on the panel and
Mm.
get his testimony. Him and his son do these little funny TikTok videos. I
Yeah.
can't lie. His name on TikTok is Kiki. Wait, it's Kiki from the Key. Yeah, Kiki from the Key.
Okay. I'm not gonna come on live with y'all. I just gonna sit back and watch because I know I do a lot of talking. There's gonna be times I ain't gonna want to talk. I just want to sit down and learn from y'all because y'all got some
Oh,
stuff to teach me.
no, it'll just be an interview. It'll probably just be me, Chaos, and him because I wanna get him and his example, out there because I think he's also creative, and I think almost I'm not to take anything away from what he's doing. I appreciate what he's doing. He's a pioneer in my eyes, at least for my city. But I think there's a lot of people from my city that could do what he's doing and use that as an out. So that's why I really want to get him on the panel, and we definitely
I ain't got
build.
nothing to worry about when it come to y'all two. Y'all got it.
But yeah, Geechee, we definitely appreciate you having on the panel. We about to get ready to shut it down, man, and
Definitely.
stay
Salute
tuned
to
with
y'all.
us, man.
Yeah. Y'all keeping me up thinking. Thanks for everything, y'all.
Already,
Peace.
man.
Salute.
Hey, you already know how to contact me, man. Hit me up, and we're gonna set up the next mission. You
And I got
already
some more info to send y'all. I want you to listen to Crimson Cure. Is a black sister. Y'all need to look up.
got that link you sent me too. I know you seen it pop up in my next to watch or something over there. I'm gonna get into that. I got a special.
Bro,
I'm gonna do the part 2 of linguistics. Whenever Chaos fill up to probably later in the night after the interview or something. But we're gonna set it up. And yeah, definitely stay tuned, brother. I appreciate you coming
definitely.
on.
I appreciate everything y'all do, bro. You too,
Already.
brother.
Stay
Everything.
focused.
Salute. Assalamu alaikum.
Bless.
All right. So my boy AJ say salute to Chaos. Chaos just started his YouTube channel up to the Chaotic Portal. Y'all go check that out. The Chaotic Portal. And anything you want to add, Chaos? What'd you take from today, man? I think that was a pretty great build.
Man, yeah, I mean, hey, real talk, man, we getting more and more comfortable, better and better, I feel. My content is I'm gonna upload my first video today. I'm gonna do it today. By tonight, I'm gonna have my first full episode of my personal content up. I say by 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And that's how you get to his that's his YouTube page. I'll go check that out. And we'll definitely be going live tonight. If not, then I definitely will with the interview with the TikTok star Kiki from the Key. Y'all stay tuned for that. Make sure y'all like the video. Please like the video, subscribe, and check out the links in the bio. We got time management where we actually help fix your credit, and it'll probably be around. I gotta reach out to him, but I'm gonna aim for around this evening sometime, AJ. Probably like 7, 9, and I already shot Muslim Beach. But yeah, we hit up time management in the bio. That's where we fix your credit. We help you out and get things right, cause you gotta clean face before you go doing business. You gotta clean your face. And shout out to you gotta love yourself.com.
.com. Yes, sir. Big
That's
up
how
KCDG TV.
you know,
PSA.
yeah, PSA Parallel Society, and basically that's what we live society on our own terms. Parallel Society. We got the brand, we got the gear. Y'all check that out too. That's on the website, the official KingCrucial.com. If y'all want to help support the stream, and we also have our cash apps on the screen. And if you guys ever want to join the panel, we suggest you also just put your cash app as your screen name, because that way, if anybody catch this video later as they watching or while we're doing it, they'll know how to donate to you. And with that being said, this has been the King's Table Podcast, man. Shout out to all y'all who tuned in and dropped what y'all thought. Shout out to Beachy. Shout out to Donna Price. Shout out to AJ, my homie over there from Self Talk, and Kwame Brown Mama's Cooking. And, I've been rocking with AJ. We be staying connected through the chat warriors, you know what I mean? Chat warriors on this side. They just fucked up.
James Hudson.
They fucked up and gave me a camera, AJ. So yeah, shout out to the true chat warriors out there. And with that being said, remember,